Hello, Wolfpack. Tonight we take a look into one of the lesser-known episodes of R.L. Stine's The Haunting Hour. R.L. Stine and his writers wanted to teach viewers a lesson about mother-child bonding, but did they succeed? Well, we'll find out. This is my review on The Haunting Hour episode, Bad Feng Shui. So, our episode begins with two teenage girls in a public domain animated poster-filled room discussing the upcoming school dance. Glad to see the writers have such low opinions on teenage girls, since they assume we'll care more about them if they talk about things like dancing and boys. I'm sure that's all teenage girls talk about, right? Our main character is Jessica Chen, and she has a strained relationship with her unnamed mother, as we see when her mom tells her to stop hanging out with her friend and complains about how her daughter doesn't study and doesn't do her chores. The other girl is Jessica's idiot best friend, Megan.
Hello, Megan!
She pretty much plays no important part in the story at all and could have been written out entirely, which you'll see why later. So after Megan leaves, Jessica's mom asks her daughter to help her with shopping in Chinatown tomorrow, and not flake out on her this time like she has in the past. So naturally, Jessica completely flakes out on her mom and never shows up to help her. Why? Because she talks with Megan about the dance, of course. So the mother finds herself alone shopping in Chinatown, apparently the underground part of Chinatown, and actually comes across a mysterious shop that sells supernatural artifacts. Yes, seriously. Okay, before I continue this review, I just want to say that this is another overused horror cliche I've grown to hate. How many times have we seen the mysterious shop of supernatural artifacts before? We all know how this plot point works. The mysterious shop comes completely out of nowhere, the character buys a magical object that will cause the main problem, and the shop either totally disappears, or the shopkeeper gives cryptic advice on how to stop the magical monster or whatever. The magical shop that mysteriously showed up are always a blatant deus ex machina or a contrived story point that the writer has to pull out whatever conflict they want to without putting in any thought or effort into giving the supernatural occurrences a backstory at all. Essentially, the magic shops always have the excuse that they're magic, so they don't have to explain anything to us. It really doesn't help that R.L. Stine has used this concept before back in his old work. If any of you ever want to write a scary story, then please don't use the mysterious shop that shows up out of nowhere cliche, because it's been done so many times before that it's lost all originality. But hey, it could be worse. I mean, the mysterious shop could be run by a creepy old Chinese salesman. Oh, right on cue. Yes, another cliche added to this overused setting is the weird foreign salesman to make the shop feel otherworldly.
Take this object, but beware, it carries a terrible curse.
Ooh, that's bad.
But it comes with a free frogut.
That's good.
The frogut is also cursed.
That's bad.
But you get your choice of topping.
That's good.
The toppings contain potassium benzoate. That's bad.
Can I go now?
Is it me, or does the weird salesman also look like the sales pony from My Little Pony episode Magic Duel? Maybe the Haunting Hour is finally getting pony versions of their characters too. This is Mr. Ming. He states some cryptic foreshadowing, and as you can guess, sells the mother a supernatural artifact to change her life. When Jessica arrives home, she sees that her mother has filled her bedroom with a bunch of Chinese cultural artifacts to bring in good feng shui. For those of you who don't know, feng shui is apparently some spiritual feeling that affects your life and alters what happens to you based on what your surroundings are. If you have a good environment, then you will have good feng shui and good luck will come your way. If you have a bad environment, then you will have bad luck and bad feng shui will ruin your life. Jessica, of course, snaps at her mom for throwing out her anime posters and filling her room with old Chinese stuff. Yeah, that'll teach you for trying to connect her with her heritage, which, of course, only causes more tension between them. That night, we see a snake come out of the cabinet, transforming into a snake demon for some reason. He approaches a sleeping Jessica, and he rearranges the furniture. Yeah, he does absolutely nothing to Jessica, despite having his prey asleep and unaware of him, readying to pounce on her, and all he does is move the furniture around. Don't believe me? Well, the next day we see that Jessica wakes up just fine, but her mother scolds her for pushing around the furniture in her room. Yeah, he does absolutely nothing to Jessica at night, despite having his prey asleep and unaware of him, readying to pounce, and all he does is move the furniture around? He didn't even gain anything from this at all. So after Mama Chen chastises Jessica for rearranging the furniture, oh the horror, she begins to question her parenting skills. This actually could have been a deep moment for character development, but it's completely rendered pointless in the very next scene. Upset at her mother, the mother bans Jessica from going out to the dance. Oh no, that's the only thing going on in her life apparently. Pissed off at this, Jessica says she wishes that she never met her mother, and the snake demon randomly shows up to drag her mom into the shadow realm. Also, the snake demon apparently changes the house's lights to red. Okay. Jessica tries to hide from the monster in her room, and after some pretty intense build-up, she sees her mom walk through her door. However, it turns out that the snake demon is possessing Jessica's mother, and reveals its true form. Apparently, the demon is a snake version of the Emperor.
Use your aggressive feeling. Let the heat flow through you.
Jessica then stupidly hides inside the closet despite the fact that the demon clearly saw her and knows where she is. What an idiot. Thankfully, Jessica's idiot friend conveniently shows up at the door, which distracts the imposter mom, while Jessica escapes. And Megan never questions why the mother is giving her the silent treatment at all, and assumes that nothing's wrong just before walking away. Fortunately, Jessica contacts Megan, and she helps her friend escape out the window. But the snake demon attempts to claw Jessica, barely missing her, and it never goes after them. Yes, despite being bent on killing Jessica for some reason, the snake ghost never leaves the house to come after her. Are you serious? What kind of a supernatural villain stays bounded to the house? That doesn't count, he is a house. But as for the snake demon, I don't get why it's stuck inside the house and can't come after them. It's possible that it has to stay inside because it was summoned by Jessica's Bad Feng Shui in her room, but that just weakens the threat of our main villain. I mean, wouldn't it have been cool if the snake demon used the form of her mother to stalk her own daughter? But nope, the monster never goes after her or even forms a plan to trap her later. Idiot friend actually does the smart thing and suggests calling the police. But Jessica thinks that the salesman Mr. Ming can resolve their problem since she saw his name on the receipt for the cabinet earlier. Yes, because the guy who deliberately sold your mom a cursed artifact clearly wants to help you out. Lucky for them, he does, since when they show up at Mr. Ming's shop, he naturally knows all about the problem she faces despite not knowing a thing about Jessica's life at all. Mr. Ming informs Jessica that the snake ghost is an evil spirit that's drawn to her negative feelings, or bad feng shui, if you will, and it needs her so it can feed off of her negativity.
Feed me your fury.
After gaining some cryptic advice about being herself from the salesman, Jessica realizes that she has to confront her inner demons and vanquish the monster to save her mother. When the duo return to the house, Jessica actually tells her friend that she has to stop the monster alone, while Megan waits in the bushes outside the house. This is the last time we see her idiot best friend in the entire episode, and considering that Megan has done nothing useful in the whole episode, this renders her whole role in the story entirely pointless. Thanks for wasting a character, writers. So Jessica breaks into her bedroom and wanders off into the only part of the house with red lights. Seriously, how's the demon bringing red lighting everywhere it goes? She sees the snake demon breaking random things in the house. Yeah, let's just say that the snake demon becomes a worse and worse villain as the episode continues. Apparently, the snake wants Jessica to increase her anger by breaking things with him. Okay, why is he not attacking her? You know, like he tried to kill her earlier in the episode? Well, the snake demon became an idiot, and now just wants Jessica to feel angry with him. Oh, and if you thought I was joking about Jessica's mother getting dragged off to the Shadow Realm, guess what? She actually was taken to a dark shadow dimension where creepy spirits are slowly dragging her away. Somehow the mother is able to hear her daughter's cries for help, while Jessica tries figuring out how to get rid of the demon. Suddenly, Jessica remembers that her mother used to love how she played the violin, and get this, she literally defeats the snake demon by playing the violin while sending it running scared back into the cabinet. Wow, who knew that snake demons had the same weakness to classical music like the Tasmanian devil? So our villain runs away like a coward by turning into a pathetic snake, slithering back into the cabinet. Then the mother is somehow brought back from the Shadow Realm or whatever, with absolutely zero explanation on how she returned or where she was. So the two reunite, we get a Chinese saying that you'd probably find out of a fortune cookie, and they learn to accept each other for who they are, as we end with them living happily ever after. At least until the snake demon comes back out at night and kills Jessica. No, that doesn't happen, but seriously, the twist of this episode is that there's actually a happy ending. Weird, right? Happiness in an R.L. Stine story? That's a rarity. So how does Bad Feng Shui hold up? Well, honestly, it's not that bad, but it's also not that good either. It delivers a heartwarming lesson on how parents and kids should learn to accept each other for who they are. Kids should help out their parents whenever they need it, and be able to appreciate all that they do for them. While parents should learn to accept their kids for who they are, and not judge them on every little thing they do. And I admit that the snake demon was honestly a cool looking monster, but the problem is that it doesn't do anything that scary. I mean, they give him an epic looking design and make him some emotion feeder, but all he does is rearrange the furniture and break things in the house. If I wanted to see a dumb, scaly idiot break things and mess things up, I'd just watch Spike at your service. Otherwise, the only scary thing the Snake Ghost does is take the mother away to another dimension where she's slowly fading away. However, the monster loses all intimidation points when it's anticlimactically defeated by Jessica playing violin music. It's just a shame to see such an awesome-looking monster go to waste. Jessica was okay and relatable, but her idiot friend Megan did absolutely nothing. In fact, I think she's still hiding in the bushes after the climax. But it is nice to see that the Haunting Hour tries to give a lesson about parents and their kids getting along. But then again, the story is held back by reusing all the cliches we've seen before, making it feel unoriginal. We all knew where this story was going. The mother and daughter hating each other but then changing for the better in the end. They learn to respect each other. The mysterious shop that completely comes out of nowhere. And the power of love vanquishing the monster. It's not the worst episode, but it's not that new or creative either. I give this episode a 6 out of 10. While Bad Feng Shui isn't absolutely terrible, it's just painfully average. It could have done a lot more with all its concepts, but it played things too safe, and stuck with worn-out cliches that even the children under 7 have seen before. If you want to give it a try, then you can go ahead. It's not Cheese Puff Aliens bad, but I don't know anyone who's going to go around saying that Bad Feng Shui is their favorite episode. It was just a story that restrained its own creativity with plots that we've seen 100 times before. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, or just tune in for more videos posted here on Wolf Entertainment. I'm your host, Catastrophe, and I wish you all good luck.